I can see some looking at this and being like, yo, what's the big deal about having a relationship with somebody that doesn't talk back,
Right.
that I don't know, like that I can't see, like what is this relationship that you speak on?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what would you say are like, and I know it's a big question, but like, how would you say like your life has benefited from having that relationship with God?
Look, I mean, obviously there's so many ways to answer that question, but or so I guess just experiences in itself.
Yeah.
The reason that I'm here, or the fact that I'm here, I guess, being able to sit on this couch and talk and be healthy and all that, like that's just the number one God is real point in my life. But I think that it's unfortunate that, you know, a lot of people really understand that God is real when they are going through like low moments, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that is just like one of the number one ways that you can connect with somebody. If you can't really connect with everybody if you feel like your life is perfect, you know what I'm saying? But if you remembering the times of your life that weren't perfect, but just thinking of those like imperfect moments in your life and being able to choose maybe or pick out like 3 things that were quote unquote perfect within the imperfection will have helped me at least understand that God is real every single day. I've gone through, you know, quite some things in my life, but during those moments, you know, the really, really low moments, I think God just had me remind myself that like, okay, yes, this is happening. But you know, do you remember what I did for you last week? Do you remember what I did for you yesterday? Do you remember what I did for you this morning? Just consistently putting like the goodness of God in remembrance has helped me just remind myself every single day that God is real. My relationship with him is real. And there's a reason why he has me doing these things religiously so that I can, you know, continuously remember that.
Oh yeah. And I love that. And I think if I, like, just when you were talking, I was just kind of thinking, how would I answer that question? Like, what has been some of the biggest benefits of having a relationship with God with me? And I would definitely kind of agree with just like, I mean, he gave me life.
Right.
And, but then, you know, when thinking about it, I'm just like, before I believed in God, it's like, I looked at life as just like something that just I got. Like, God didn't give it to me, I just got it. You know what I mean? But then when I started digging into it a little more, like as someone who's always been like pursuing like life's answers,
yeah,
like a lot of like things I pursued failed me. And when I think about my life and like what pushing into Jesus and his message has been, it's been nothing but like just like step after step, like just win after win, understanding after understanding, and it hasn't failed me yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like after a certain like time of like just like pushing into life and trying to figure things out and realizing, wait, like this path right here hasn't failed me. You start to realize, man, like I see why God says don't do this. I see why he says do that. And you start kind of just pushing in that direction. It's like you get to a point where you're almost like, you just feel blessed to have someone who's like, just like the ultimate, like wise, like God over your life. You know what I mean? And it's like, it for me, what it does is it gives me a sense of like knowing that I'm like good, you know, knowing that I'm like, no,
it's
like I don't fear nothing but God now. You know what I mean? And it's like, I have someone who's like, is wiser than anybody I could ever call on, who's in control of my situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just knowing that alone brings peace and just it kind of like, it's uncomparable. You know what I mean? In my life right now, like there's been so many like people that like have let me down. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like if you think about like every human's a limited resource. You know what I mean? Like if you have like an extreme expectation from anybody that they're like never gonna let you down or never gonna like do something to wrong you, you've already started on the wrong foot. And in life, it's good to know that like God is an infinite resource that we can lean on, where it's like he's never gonna let you down. Never. You know what I mean? And I think that for me, I think that's probably the biggest thing about this whole thing. It's like, man, like I got a guy who's in control. You know what I mean? Yeah. When I don't know what's going on, when I don't understand where my life's going, I got someone who's in control. And I pushed into it enough to know it's sturdy. You know what I mean? Like, because at first it's like, is he in control? Is he really God? Is this God God? Is that God God? But then after a while, like, and I'm a thinker. I'm questioning it all. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, I've been shaking this tree and it's been solid. You know what I mean? It's been solid.